Hello. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the stream today. Scatters or assembles in chat right now, whatever you feel like. It seems like we got more scatterers today. Welcome, gamers. I'm doing good, you guys. Thank you for asking. Hope you guys are doing great as well. We have a fun stream ahead of ourselves, I hope, which is not going to be as long as usual because I gotta go a little bit earlier today because I'm playing my Blazing Dominion pre-release today. So I gotta get going in about like 3.5, 4 hours for that. But we should still make the best out of the time that we have today. Also, the streaming schedule for the rest of the week, I'm just going to say this at the beginning of the stream and then maybe I'll repeat it at the end. But the schedule this week is going to be a little bit different because tomorrow I am going to be in the UK for another Challenger Cup stream from the Konami office. We're going to do a new pack Challenger Cup tomorrow that is going to be on this channel as well. So it's going to be same place, just different time, and I'm going to be in the UK for it. And then I'm also going to be, I'm traveling back on Friday. So the next stream after that one is going to be on Saturday, right? Can you ask them to release the ban list? Dude, I hope that they don't do it tomorrow if there is one, because I can't react to it tomorrow. That would be very unfortunate. I would be very distracted if they release the ban list while I'm casting a Challenger Cup. That would be very unfortunate. I hope that's not the case, actually. But yeah, no, I don't have any influence on that, unfortunately. But I wish, or at least I'm hoping we get a ban list soon. But I hope it's not tomorrow. Tomorrow would be very, very awkward for me. But yeah. That being said, maybe I just jinxed it. But at the end of the day, that'd be still worth it, I suppose. It's better than not getting a ban list. The last ban list dropped while I was playing against my friend during locals. Dude, I've been lucky with the recent ban lists, but like if I remember what was the most awkward one was the one when they announced it during YCS Anaheim, and I was playing YCS Anaheim, which was, I mean, it was kind of hype on one hand, but from the content creator brain, it was really annoying because I just couldn't like react to it. That was really annoying. But yeah. Well. Anyways, today's gonna be a fun stream. We're gonna be talking about some new Unchained cards in a second after we're done with the warm up, and then we're gonna play some Radiant Typhoon Sky Striker in Master Duel because Master Duel is gonna have a new pack and new ban list in effect tomorrow, and I didn't really want to play like anything else really, so we're gonna try the Sky Striker Radiant Typhoon in Master Duel today because it's a version that I've told you guys I was interested in for the TCG, and I was like, you know, we can just try that in Master Duel, see how it works. The Master Duel format is a little bit more difficult for Sky Striker in general, but I'm hoping that we can at least like test the Cool Tune matchup a little bit because we should be running into some Cool Tunes, right? You're gonna play Elf Note tomorrow. I literally just said that we're not gonna have a normal stream tomorrow. I'm gonna be casting a Challenger Cup tomorrow, but that is going to have the new cards. So I assume that we're gonna see some of the new cards in action tomorrow, hopefully. But yeah. Okay. Sounds good. Let's warm up. Will you come to Italian Nationals in June? No, that is currently not planned because the Italian Nationals, I think, is the same weekend as the Master Duel Worlds qualifier, so I will be playing that, but I'm not going to be attending Italian Nationals. Okay, let's begin. This card is something Defender, isn't it? Labyrinth Defender or something? Defender of the Labyrinth? Yeah. Did we really need the Draguni dealing for? No. No, we didn't. This is Maiden of Aqua. And thank God it's the TCG artwork, I think. That's Mirror Wall. I have seen you. You are Bure. No? It's a Karakuri though, isn't it? Hello? Scrap. Oh, it's a scrap. Yeah, scrap hunter. Do not look at the points number. Do not look at the points number. I'm gonna try to fix it real quick. What is this? Crawler? No, it's not crawler. Relinquished spider. Ooh, this feels familiar. Who are you? Not Ascension Sky Dragon, is it? I know this card. Who are you? Dragluon. Dude, I just can't fix the number. This is a Mech Lord, isn't it? Mech Lord Grano? Oh, dude, I can't fix it. Give me a card I know so I can fix the 6-7, please. Who are you? Oh, dude, Goki Boar. Yes, let's go. Saved. Masked Hero Goka. Goka or Koga? No idea who you are. Cubic Wave. Who a spirit? Who is this? Yata. Bayou. Lycan. The Ties of the Brethren? Oh, is it a rank up magic? Oh, is that Baryon Force by any chance? Nope. I don't know what I was thinking. Yeah, no, I overestimated myself. Live. Oh, it was almost. Of course, they got 15 different versions of even the Baryon's Force, man. This is a hero card. I don't know what it's called though. Favorite hero. What's your guys' favorite hero? What is my favorite hero? Absolute Zero. Absolute Zero is a good one. I think the coolest. Okay, let's start. Let's start with what's your favorite type of heroes? Like Destiny hero, Elemental heroes, because I think the answer there is pretty clear. Personally. Abyssal. No, it's not Abyssal Designator. It's something Abyss though. The little Gemini hero guy. Ooh, Aeneas Alias, Dark King of the Abyss. I shouldn't have started this discourse while I was doing this because now I've been distracted for 2 minutes straight. So I haven't guessed the card in a while. That's fine. We will talk about it in 9 minutes. This is Reflection Rondo. This is Seyfert. I'm skipping the Flower Guardian. Because that's what you're supposed to do. This feels familiar. Steel Swarm? This is a steel swarm. But I don't know if it's a monster even. Oh yeah, apex predation. Okay, it wasn't even a monster. I don't know these cards. Mech Lord Factory. This is Kelbeck. This is Goddess of Whim. This feels familiar too. Yeah, I've definitely seen this before. I think it's a nemesis. Yeah, Keystone. This is Tribe. Infecting virus. This is Magical Musket. Is it Desperado? Yeah. Melfi! Melfi, what? I can't tell. Mommy? Melfi Mommy. The Sleeping Unicorn? Yeah. This is Mikanko. But this is the ritual spell, isn't it? Kagura? Yeah. Who are you? Oh, Gold Rat. This is a trap hole. This artwork is also on treacherous, but it's not treacherous. Trap hole. Double break off. Break off. Hieratic Seal. Sun Dragon Overlord. Nope. Hieratic Seal. Dragon King? Is it not a hieratic seal? Oh, it's convocation. No, creation. Leave me alone. This is Doodle. Irano, right? In this chain. Silver Fang. Raigeki next. Imagine it would have worked though. Just imagine for a second that would have worked. Ritual. This is KS. No, it is a guardian. Is it Elma? Elma. Dude, Firegrass, isn't it? Ooh, promotion. Dude. No, not Takuhi. Take. Dude, Mitos? I have no idea. Oh, Mano. I know exactly what it is. Yeah. Hakriminos. Okay. This is Albaz the Ashen, isn't it? The best Ascent card. No, it's not. Then I don't know. Fry Brigade Showdown. Oh, okay. This is Refusion. Oh, that's a hero. This is a hero. Which one is that? It's not Grand Merge. Evil Hero. Wild Cyclone. Could be Wild Cyclone. Yeah. What is that? Wild Heart plus Avion? Ancient Gear. Just Ancient Gear Giant, I think. Golem. This is Hanan. The spell. Don't know what it's called. Berserker Crush. I've seen it. I know exactly what it is. Mesmeric control. This is also a hero card. Yeah, but it has something. No, it has something to do with Rosebud. Abzels. Grand Neos. Easy Catastor. Dark Creator. Hey, we lost to this guy yesterday. Is that Gold Rat again? Aha. Nightmare Wheel. Reborn Tengu. This feels familiar. Something with chain? No. Oh, no, it's Flint. Yeah. I thought it was Blast with chain for a second. Not sure what that is. Reptilian Medusa. Come on! We're so close! Big Shield Gardner. Come on, one more. One more. What the hell is even this? Oh my god, I have no idea. Skip it fast. Ah, it's the Endymion thing. Institution. Come on, please! What is it? What the hell is it? I have no idea. Oh no, come on. A B Trooper card. Oh. Man. Well, it's pretty good still. Why did it give me such hard cards in the last 5? Oh, we did so well. We did so well. Dude, I was distracted for an entire minute talking about everyone's favorite elemental hero, and we still almost got 1,000. That was a good round. The hero talk cost us, yeah. Okay. My favorite group of heroes has got to be Destiny heroes. Those are badass. For sure. Just to get back to that important discussion that we had earlier during like a minute of card guess. I think Destiny heroes are the coolest ones. But my favorite hero overall might still be Stratos. I think Stratos is awesome. I don't know. Or maybe it's Malicious. I like Malicious a lot too. And this commander, because it draws cards. I don't know. I like all the heroes you played during that time frame, like the ones from like 2006 to 2010. Those are I like those a lot. Like Stratos, Diamond Dude, Malicious, this commander. That's awesome. Doom Lord is cool. Plasma looks goated and is an awesome card, but is unfortunately a cringe floodgate, which kind of ruins it for me in hindsight. But Plasma is a really cool card. Prisma is awesome too. Prisma is cool too. Anyways, we're looking for what? A level 4 effect monster, low attack, high defense, newer than 2015. Not a dark. Ryzeal? Could be a Ryzeal, actually. Let's do an X Ryzeal. Okay, it's not quite that much defense. And it's also not this new. It's between 2016 and 2023. And it's also not a light. Watching Irish Nationals this weekend, first post Blazing Dominion event. Oh, is it streamed? Yeah. If it's streamed, we might. Is it 2 days or is it 1 day? I don't know how big Irish Nationals are. It's 2 days? Because I don't know if I can stream on Sunday because it's my fiance's birthday. I don't know what her plans are. But of course that does have some priority. So I don't know if we can stream day 2, but we can definitely watch day 1. We can definitely I have time on Saturday. Anyways, where are we? What is this card? It's over 500 attack, less than 1500 attack. Defense between 1500 and 2000. Pudica? Not Pudica, but that was a good guess. Before 2023, it is a level 4 Earth monster. Retaliating Sea. Retaliating Sea is not over 1500 defense. Retaliating Sea is 1400, 1400. Zodiac? Is there a Zodiac? Ram is too much defense, but maybe there's another Zodiac. I don't know the stats of some of the ones you didn't play. Could it be Cataroost? No. Could it be... No, it's not a Zodiac. Maybe a Vernusylph? Yeah, not a bad idea. Too much defense. Not enough attack. Nope, not a Vernusylph. Super heavy? There's a lot of super heavies. 12, 18. Oh, wagon! Okay. It was super heavy samurai wagon. All right. War criminals, yeah. All right, warm up out of the way. This was actually played? Yeah, this was actually played. This was not bad. All right. We have one thing to do before we hop into Master Duel, but that thing potentially really exciting news here. We've got the new Unchained cards, or rather the first 5. I don't know why for this pack they've always gone with the pattern of 5 cards and then 2 more after, because in this pack there are 7 new cards for each archetype, right? 7 new cards for Witchcrafter, 7 new cards for Toons, and 7 new cards for Unchained, as far as I know. And for each of those, what they've done is they've shown us 5 of them, and then they've shown us the other 2 later. So what we have here is the first 5 cards for Unchained, which are the cards that I think are potentially the strongest cards out of this pack, because just the archetype that they are for is the strongest archetype, right? In terms of at least the cards that already exist, Unchained has already been a meta deck not too long ago, actually, like about 2 years-ish. Unchained was a really strong deck. And so maybe with these new cards, they could come back into the format. That being said, of course, the Toon and the Witchcrafter cards were also pretty good. So maybe there is something to hope for. The only thing that's annoying about this is that we don't really know when we get these cards in the TCG, but I still want to look at the new Unchained cards here. Okay, we have Unchained Ogre Shara, which I think is somewhat related to Sharvara. I believe they're giving us like the small versions of Sharvara and Shiyama in this. So level 4 Fire Fiend effect monster, 1500 attack, 2000 defense. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. During the main phase quick effect, you can discard this card, special summon a fiend monster from your hand, then destroy a card you control. Okay. If a card on the field is destroyed by battle or the effect of an Unchained card other than Unchained Ogre Shara, while this card's in your grave, you can either special summon this card, but place it on the bottom of the deck when it leaves the field, or add it to your hand. Do you discard this card, special fiend, destroy a card you control. Card feels destroyed by battle. So it does have an interesting resource loop to it. It's still, in the grand scheme of things, it feels a little bit underwhelming to me because it's not really a starter. It cannot summon itself, so it's only like a 2-card combo enabler. It does help. I guess it does help Unchained in a way where the deck does have a decent number of normal summons, right? So you can like get those out of your hand if you have multiple. Also, just some of the brickier cards you can summon out of your hand. You don't go -1 in the long term because you can just get it back from the graveyard for essentially free as long as you can play the game. It can dodge negation, right? It can dodge imperm because you can just discard it, special another fiend from your hand, then destroy the card that they were trying to imperm. Yeah. Turn 0, kind of cool. Okay, so if you draw this together with any of the small ones that summon one from deck, if they get destroyed, you can discard this card, special Aruha, activate Aruha, destroy the Aruha, activate Aruha in grave, summon one from deck. At this point already, you've gotten rid of 2 cards from your hand to get ashed. So I don't know if I would consider that a strong turn 0 play. And then what you get out of it is like, yeah, you can summon Abominable, like you can summon Abominable, but honestly, I was kind of hoping that with the new support, they wouldn't have to play like the old bricks anymore, right? Like the Abominable Unchained Soul. I don't know if that card has a place in the deck in modern Yu-Gi-Oh, right? Like it's a brick in hand and it's a discard to pop a card on the field. Like that's not great. That is not a great like interaction, honestly. But okay. It's not a terrible card, but we'll have to keep reading to see if the other ones are a little bit better than that. Because quite frankly, Unchained, and that's the thing that maybe we can talk about before we even look at the cards with Unchained, is like, what would Unchained need to be considered a strong deck again in modern Yu-Gi-Oh, right? Number one, and I think that's the biggest deal for Unchained in general, is I think it needs a way to play under Fuwa, right? Like that's the biggest thing. The biggest thing that's holding Unchained back is Multrami Fuwalos at the moment, because the deck is really strong in the grind game. The deck has really cool and unique interactions besides DDD Wave Hiking Caesar. But other than that, it's got a lot of really cool interactions, like linking with your opponent's stuff, a bunch of pops and everything, like recursion, getting stuff back out of your grave, being hard to get rid of because if they're destroyed, everything triggers. Like really cool deck in that sense. But like setting up a board in Unchained requires a lot of special summoning, right, from the deck at the moment. So maybe like a way to play under Fuwa would be nice. This card, from what I'm seeing, doesn't really fix any of the problems that Unchained has, but still is not a bad card. Honestly, what I would love for Unchained to receive, here's my trade offer before I even read these cards, Unchained Duelists, all right? What if they make Unchained good into Fuwalos, or at least give them a really solid, acceptable line under Fuwa, and more good starters to unbrick the deck in exchange for locking you into Unchains instead of Fiends, because locking into Fiends is not a real lock, okay? In modern Yu-Gi-Oh, locking into Fiends may as well not exist, right? Is that a fair deal? So your deck is now better into Fuwa, more interactive, and more consistent, but you lose access to Wave High King Caesar? And no longer able to do Fiend Slop? I feel like that'd be cool. That is what I personally would like from Unchained, but yeah. Okay. We have a small version of Shiyama as well. Unchained Ogre Shma. Shma, okay. You can only use the first and second effect of this card once per turn. If this card is normal summoned, you can special summon one level 4 or lower Unchained monster from your deck, except another copy of Shma, then destroy one card you control. Also, you cannot special for the except Fiends. Awesome. Except Fiends. Such a meaningful lock. That's a great restriction, Konami. Special level 4 lower Unchained, except destroy a card you control. I mean, that's broken. Well, I mean, broken in the sense that, like, this basically replaces Tour Guide, right? Which is good because you can search it, and also I'm seeing right now it does have the if it's destroyed effect. So if this card is destroyed by battle or card effect of an Unchained card other than itself, you can special an Unchained from your hand or deck except another copy of itself. So it's like a Tour Guide that's called Unchained, as well as you can destroy it only on the field, though. You can destroy it and get another summon from the deck, which is basically better Tour Guide for the deck. It's better Tour Guide, but at the same time, that is not, it's not a insane improvement for the deck to like cut Tour Guide for another version of Tour Guide. You know what I mean? Like this is a good card. They will play it for sure. It'll probably make people like give the ability to remove Tour Guide, but it doesn't fix any of the problems that the deck had previously, right? It's a really good card. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's not, but it's only like you're exchanging Tour Guide for this, which both of those cards, right? Here's the thing: before this support, if you normal summon Tour Guide and it resolved, and your opponent didn't have Fuwa, you won the game. Post support, this is like the same thing. You can search it. Of course, you can search it, but the situation is kind of similar to what you had with Tour Guide, is what I'm trying to get to, right? But of course, you don't have to play like Fiendish Rhino Warrior for this, which you do have for Tour Guide. You can search it with the Unchained Rhoda, which is cool. So yeah, and you can dodge Impermanent Veiler by just chaining Sharvara onto it, and then you still get your summon from the deck. It's a really good card. It is a really good card. I don't want to undersell it. I'm just questioning whether this is the thing that makes the deck viable again, because technically they already had like one card starters in the form of Tour Guide. But okay. Unchained Enma Lord Yama is a new Link 4. Okay, Link 4 Dark Fiend, 3000 attack, 2+ monsters, including an Unchained Soul monster. You can only use this card's name first and second effect once per turn each. During your end phase, you can target up to 2 Fiend monsters in your graveyard that were destroyed and sent there during this turn. Special summon them, but you cannot special summon while you control either of those face-up monsters except Fiend monsters. If this card on the field will be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can destroy one face-up card on either field instead. Oh, dude. Like, here's the thing. This is the kind of card that I would love for Unchained to be centered around, right? This card screams fun out of every single pore, in my opinion. Like, this seems like a super fun card to play with. That being said, there's no universe you're ending on this over Wave Hiking Caesar, Unchained Soul of Rage, Fiend Smith Desiree, and stuff like that. I don't know. It's a really cool card. It refunds Soul of Rage? No, it can only summon back monsters that were destroyed. Like you'd have to. Yes, you can. You can probably figure out a way. Like you can definitely make this work. If you like summon Unchained Soul of Rage on your first turn, then you have to destroy it, and then you can bring it back. Like absolutely, there are ways for this. I just feel like, unfortunately, this card basically comes into play at a point where Unchained already wins the game if it gets that far. Like, this is something where at the point where you summon this, you've already summoned all the cards that I previously mentioned. You've already summoned Caesar, you've already summoned everything. Like, the Unchained board was already pretty auto-win. Like, which is why I said the things that I said earlier. I would have loved if they made this card a little bit stronger and more viable, and in exchange, they locked you into actually summoning Unchains, because then this would have made more sense. As it stands right now, if you're locked into Fiends, yeah, it's good for the grind game, not as an endboard piece. Yeah, maybe, absolutely. It's not a bad card. It's just like, once again, when a deck like Unchained that is already pretty capable, like Unchained is already a strong deck with strong cards. It's just not quite strong enough to be meta. When those decks get new cards, you have to look at them a little bit differently, I feel like, because it's like, you have to look at it in a way of like, do these cards fix the problem that the deck had? And I don't know if this card does. Like, you might still play it, absolutely. It's a cool card, it has purpose and everything, but from my perspective, this card comes into play when you're already winning the game, even with the old version of Unchained. This does not really provide you with anything that the deck really needed. It's just like, okay, more recursion, more follow-up, which is all cool, but it's on a Link 4, so by nature, you're gonna have summoned a lot of times, so it doesn't fix the Fuba problem, and whatever. Like, this is just like, it's a cool card, I like it, it looks really fun, like I said, it's awesome, but I don't know if it's what they needed. It protects itself by popping opponent's cards. No, I can read. Don't get me wrong. I've read the card. I understand. I'm capable of reading comprehension. I get it. I know what the card does. But did you know that DDD Wave Hiking Caesar negates 2 cards? Are you aware of that? For example? You can make this and Caesar no problem. I'm not saying you can't, but I'm saying that the thing that wins you the game is the Wave Hiking Caesar most of the time. This is the handshake meme from, I think it's The Office, where this guy's hand is being shaken for winning the game when it's not really the reason why you're winning the game. And you are mainly winning with things that you already had beforehand, and you're still losing to the same things that you lost to beforehand, like Fualos and stuff. And so, like, is this card really great support if nothing really changes in that regard? If you're winning in the same spots that you were winning beforehand, and you're losing in the same spots that you're losing beforehand, then the card didn't really change that much, no matter how cool it is, and no matter how much you can summon it. But, yeah, okay. Unchained Soul Rage Abominator, level Link 3 Dark Fiend effect monster, 2+ monsters including a fiend. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn each. If your opponent special summons a monster face up, you can target one of them, destroy a fiend monster you control. If you do, negate the targeted monster's effects until the end of this turn. When a monster effect is activated on the field and you control a Link 4 or higher Unchained monster, quick effect, you can banish this card from your grave, destroy the monster that activated that effect. Controlling for Unchained monster, banish this card from your grave, destroy the monster. Okay. Walking Imperm. It's a little bit more complicated than just walking imperm. The problem with this is that, or like, I mean, this kind of has the mourner problem, right? Because on your own turn, this essentially does nothing on the field. Because on your turn, if your opponent summons, I don't know, Dracotail Arthalion, this would be Chainlink 1, and the Arthalion would be Chainlink 2. So it wouldn't actually negate it. It has the same problem as Mourner on your turn. This is exclusively an endboard piece for going first. Once again, in my opinion, not really something that Unchained needed. Unchained didn't need more endboard pieces. Unchained already has pretty strong endboards. But it's not a bad card once again. It's a cool target to link into sometimes with Unchained Soul of Rage, which might be the idea behind it. Like when you are linking off on the opponent's turn. Once again, I hardly see it being better than an SP Little Knight in that scenario though. The graveyard effect is neat. So it could be something like in a world where you want to end on like the link 4, maybe on the way to the link 4, you could link into the link 3 just to use it as link material, just to have another pop from the graveyard, right? That could be neat. It works if you're fiend locked during your opponent's turn and you can't make SP with Soul of Rage, yeah. But nothing too crazy here either. This one, like unlike the other Unchained Souls in the extra deck, doesn't even have the effect when it's destroyed. So like I could have seen like, hey, maybe if this had an on destruction effect, maybe the plan is like you summon it on turn 1, you use an effect to destroy it, then you bring it back in the end phase for free with this. On the opponent's turn, it destroys itself to negate a monster effect, and then it's in the graveyard while you control this, and then, you know, you get to also pop another card. Like, it's neat. Okay, let's read the last one. Ooh. That's cool, though. The Overframe Unchained Soul Abomination. It's really cool. I got distracted by it before I'm even reading the trap card, but this looks awesome. But once again, Abomination is not even like the main star of the show in Unchained. But yeah. Okay, Unchained Syncretism, normal trap card. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn each. Target 2 face-up monsters on the field, including an Unchained Soul Link monster you control. Immediately after this effect resolves, Link summon a Fiend monster using only those 2 monsters. If this set card is destroyed by card effect, special and Unchained from your deck. Okay. Now this, in my opinion, is a way to help Unchained, is another good trap card, because the trap cards are really good in Unchained. Actually, they're not even bad to draw in Unchained in a lot of cases. You don't really max out on them, I think, most of the time, but you can play multiple copies sometimes, but then it gets annoying if you draw the same one twice. But so a new one definitely can help. And they're not bad to draw because, of course, they are part of the combos because you can pop them and summon one from the deck, which is neat in a lot of 2-card combo lines. And this is also a way to make the deck potentially better into the mulch armies because you can set up like a board with some of the trap cards. It's kind of like not quite the same playstyle, but kind of like Dracotail, where you start playing, your opponent fuwas you, and you're just like, okay, I'm gonna get to all the trap cards as fast as I can with as little summons as possible, and then, you know, do that, right? Which this card definitely helps. It's a good interruption. I wish it didn't say Unchained Soul Link monster, but I guess under Fuwa you can do things like pass with Yama is Unchained Soul, right? Yeah, okay. So under Fuba, you can do things like just pass on Yama, set this card, and then on the opponent's turn, you can use the Yama with their monster to make Unchained Soul of Rage. And then the Yama is in the graveyard, which is important, so it can trigger. But then you also get the Unchained Soul of Rage, right? Which is nice, right? This is the first card, and it's crazy that I'm saying this, and it's the actual trap card. This is the first card that genuinely, I feel like, helps with the problems that Unchained had. Because the previous ones, once again, don't get me wrong, these are all playable Yu-Gi-Oh cards. They're not bad. But none of these first 4 solves an actual problem that Unchained had. Like they're playable and maybe they will be played, but they don't change anything about like the positioning of Unchained in the format, its strengths, its weaknesses, and everything. This card, however, does. This card definitely helps with the Fualos problem a little bit. Which is neat. And Unchained definitely needed this because the other two traps, like, they're fine, but realistically, like, what is it? A Reborn and a pop one card? Like, those are a little bit outdated in terms of interactions, right? Like they're fine. I think they still play them, honestly. I think you might not play all three, but I think realistically you could. You could see the deck play one of each or something. Maybe even multiples of some of the better ones because you want to. I don't know if you're going to want to draw them or not, but they're all right. So I don't mind getting another trap. That seems solid for Unchained. The rest is, I want to say, a little bit disappointing. I am a fan of Unchained. I think the deck is really cool. I just like, I kind of lost interest a little bit when it just turned into Fiend Slop. And it was basically like, okay, here's your Bell combo, then you do some Unchained stuff, then you do Fiendsmith. And if you're feeling really fancy, maybe you switch up the order. Sometimes you do Fiendsmith first, and then you do Ubel, and then you do Unchained. It's like, okay, cool, nice. I would have loved to see like a return of the pure Unchained deck in a more like traditional Unchained fashion. And this is the thing, right? All of these cards feel like Unchained cards, which is nice. But while there is no proper lock on them, because locking into Fiends simply isn't a lock in a world where Fiendsmith exists, and Caesar, like, you're not going to actually, like, people are always going to do, like, the Fiend stuff, like a bow and whatever, which I think is intended. I'm not saying this is something that they don't want. I think they want this. I personally don't love it. Because I can't wait for this to just be like a side character in any game that's won by a wave hiking Caesar. Right? So, yeah. Maybe the next two will change it, right? Like if they, what they would need to do to change that, I guess, is they would have to print like an Unchained starter that's actually resilient to Fuba, but locks you into Unchained, like I said earlier. That would be a reason to play Unchained in its pure form. Because Unchained, here's the thing, right? I think Unchained has more than enough tools to work on its own, right? You have 3 different trap cards that all have some form of disruption. You have this card now, you have this card now, you have the linking with the opponent's cards with Unchained Soul of Rage. You have your entire board being very hard to be removed. Like, they have so many tools, Unchained Soul of Abomination and everything. Like, they got a whole bunch of tools. They got a whole arsenal going for them. Like, the Unchained deck itself could be very, very capable, but there's no need to do that if you can just summon Caesar and basically win the game off of that in most cases. So these cards will only ever matter if your opponent has an out to Caesar, and then maybe you can fall back to using some of your Unchained disruptions. Otherwise, they're just going to look at your board and pack up their cards a lot of the time. So, thoughts on Unchained being able to activate an Unchained trap the turn it was set? That could be a cool mechanic, yeah. All right, well, I guess we wait and see what the next 2 cards do for Unchained. Maybe Caesar gets banned. I have a little bit of hope that could happen in the TCG, but in the OCG right now, they're reprinting it in this pack. So I'm sure that this is intended. I'm just not a fan of it. Like, I think they want Unchained to beat this deck with like Caesar and everything. I personally don't agree with it, but I don't think it's not unintentional that every Fiend deck in the last 2 years has been ending on Caesar. It's just that I personally am kind of sick of it. But yeah. Can you activate hand traps like Imperm, change Shara, special summon a Fiend, and destroy Imperm with Shara, and does it even benefit Unchained? Yeah, you could. But I think the idea of Shara is that you're supposed to destroy the monster that you summon with it most of the time. You can't do that? Why not? During the main phase, discard this card, special a fiend monster from your hand, then destroy a card you control. If you activate Imperm first, the Imperm is a card you control. You could do that. I don't think you control the Imperm. What are you guys talking about? Of course you can destroy the card that you've activated. It's marked to send for graveyard. Yeah, that means you can't bounce it. That means you can't bounce it and return it to the top of the deck, but you can destroy cards that are meant to be sent to the graveyard. Absolutely. Otherwise, you couldn't Mystical Space Typhoon, a spell that they activate when you have Radiant Typhoon Mandate. The entire deck wouldn't work. That only refers to cards that are like that's why a card that when Giant Trunade is activated, it doesn't go back to the hand, like an activated card. But absolutely, you can destroy those cards. All right. Today, like I said, we have a little bit less time than usual because I'm headed to my Blazing Dominion pre-release later. But we have a couple of hours, and I wanted to play some Master Duel today. I wanted to check in with the new format. Not new format, but new season, because I haven't played the new season at all yet, and I didn't really feel like playing Cool Tune today, because I feel like we're going to play more than enough Cool Tune in the upcoming days, as well as just like there's new decks in the pack tomorrow. So I figured it'd be a great way to play a little bit of an experimental deck that I've been wanting to try before the new format starts. The only unfortunate thing is that the deck that I'm about to play today is very bad into Rose Whip. So I'm hoping I do not run into many Rose Whips while going second today, because that's going to be a problem if people still play it. But that's, you know, at least when that happens, we're going to lose the game, but we know that that's not going to happen anymore tomorrow. So that's good. We're playing Striker Radiant today. And I've kind of like thrown together a list because this is something that I talked about, of course, in my Sky Striker deck profile after I won the regional with it 2 weeks ago. I said I wanted to try a Radiant Typhoon version, and a lot of people have asked me like, hey, how would that look? And so I've kind of I've thrown together like maybe an approach for it. This could look relatively similar in the TCG as well. So I want to try it and see how it goes. It does only have one Ray, which is maybe a little scary with Cool Tune Q in the mix, but the same is true for Rose, I guess. RJ played the Radiant Typhoon cards in top 10. Yeah, I saw that as well, but I kind of wanted to make my own version of it before we just try the other one, but I can check what that one looked like. But I do remember seeing Radiant Typhoon Striker in the top 10 as well. I think it still had Desires though, which I don't really want to play, but yeah. It's actually not that far off. So it has, I thought it was 2 engage for a second. It has 3 talents, which I could see. It only has 2 droplets, which I don't love. It doesn't have Upstart, which I actually think in this version of the deck could be okay. It does have 3 raids. But yeah. I mean, it's not that far off. I have no idea. Every time I see an RJ deck list, I see the Sky Striker Cianos in there, and I never know why. I mean, I know it's not a bad card, but I just haven't really been liking it much. I guess maybe this is because he's scared of the Rose being banished from Q. I could see that being the case. Yeah, I could see that being the case. But yeah, we can maybe we can do this and play a second Ray. To make sure we can keep it around or it gets bestialed or something. Let's just play a couple of games and see how it goes. Also, I decided to include Crossout because Droll and Lockbird is like my biggest nightmare with this deck. And Clockwork Knight. Clockwork Knight is just for the Sky Striker, the what's it called? The Cianos. Did you know you can use separate sleeves for main and extra deck now? Yeah, I noticed it for the first time this morning when I was changing the accessories. I feel like this is just normal summon Ray Pass, which is not that bad with 3 hand traps and Widow Anchor. It's unfortunate that the Widow Anchor doesn't have 3 spells in grave. I don't know if we need the ghost spell. It's a one-up for Crossout right now, but we might not need it. Could be Mirror or could be Pure Radiant. I mean, could be anything with Vision. Why is it Malice? What do they mean by this? Bro, I had... I had nothing, by the way. Okay. Let's just not talk about it, alright? Let's just ignore the zero joy game that just happened. Maybe Santoli was right. Dude, what do you mean maybe? Of course he was right. Ooh, this hand kind of slaps. Okay. What do we start with here? I feel like we go Vision to... Do we go Chant to add a monster first? Yeah, let's go Chant to add a monster. You say, of course he was right, but you've been a Malice defender recently. No, that's not true. You know that's not true. Oh, nice. Awesome. You know I've not been defending Malice per se. Well, that's annoying. You say it's the non-engine, not Malice? Yeah, and I do think that's true. I think that's mostly the problem. Without Whiteminder. I still hate it. Alright, gamers, we're fine. Gonna normal summon Ray. Probably give no draws here. Do I need a... I have Widow Anchor and Droplet. I don't feel like I want another Widow Anchor. But at the same time, getting Lemnis Gate with no Link monsters in the grave doesn't even give me a bounce. So it might just be the second Widow Anchor. It could be a linkage as well. I mean, it's just Ray set 5, I think. Is this the deck you will play at Nationals? I am considering it, but I am not sure if you can play it if there is still Naturia Rose Whip. So for the TCG, I don't. Doesn't the new Solemn also host Striker? The new Solemn with this version, I think is okay. Nice Maxi. With this version, Solemn Accusation is fine because in this deck, like you can just use one of your Radiant Typhoon spells to search MST and play into back row. Like basically, the card is a problem, but you can account for it in side decking, right? You can play more Radiant Typhoon spells to search MST. You can play Lightning Storm, you can play Duster, you can like force the opponent to use the card before you activate Engage. The problem with Radiant Typhoon is that your main way of getting rid of the card is Mystical Space Typhoon, which is exactly the card that you don't want them to banish with it. In this deck, if they banish my Mystical Space Typhoon, I don't care, right? So I think that's the difference. But yes, the Accusation is a good card against this deck for sure. But it's not as bad as it is for Radiant. Also, this deck can go Ray into 0 into pop the back row. So you can play around it. There's actually some ways how Radiant Typhoon can also play around the card by going well, it's rather complicated, but you can discard, because Solemn Report only banishes the card that you negate from, I think, hand and deck. What you can do is you can like set or discard to the graveyard with Vision extra copies from Mystical Space Typhoon, so that when they negate Mystical Space Typhoon, you don't lose all of your copies. What the hell is happening here? I think I'm being war crimed. Rose Dragons. Okay, is this like a is this a based thing that's happening to me right now, or is this a cruel thing that's happening to me right now? I don't know yet. Add a Rose Dragon from your deck or grave to your hand. All face-up monsters on the field become plants. Dude, this card is kind of good in general. Searches a Rose Dragon and makes everything plant, which is annoying for some decks. Oh, look, my cool and unique synchro strategy. I wonder what cool and unique synchro monster I'm gonna end on. It's royal though, doesn't make it any more healthy. Oh my god. Wait, did they even trigger the Yazi? They didn't. Bro made Yazi? Never mind, dude. Is this winnable? I have no idea what they're ending on. Well, yeah, it's winnable. So this is Masquerade from Wish, but it does summon Black Rose Dragon at some point. This is a bounce. If this card or level 5 or higher is special summon to your opponent's field. Okay, this is a dead card against my deck. Uh-huh. Spider-Man meme. Fine. Special summon this card. But does nothing. Plant monsters you control can be destroyed by card effects. Okay, fine. During the main phase quick effect, tribute this card, special summon a Black Rose Dragon from your extra deck to street as a synchro summon. Dude, if I go... I can't destroy plants by card effect. Everything is planned. If I chain this here, they have to negate it. Right. No. That's fine. Inflict 100 damage for each plant in your grave. I think I can take that. When an attack is declared involving this card and opponent's monster, target the Sky Striker Ace you control and a card your opponent controls. Hayate attacks and engage. I can't activate this turn, but I can set it. Oh, I forgot about the attack reduction. That's inconvenient. Okay. Not sure if Shizuku has a target here. No time to check. Okay, it does. Oh, linkage, I think. Okay. How many Sky Striker spells? Special level 4 lower plant tuner from your grave. Do I die? Do I die if they blow up my board here with Black Rose? Does like a billion things trigger in the grave if that happens? I'm pretty low, yeah. I don't know how much they can extend after though. I do get Ray back. Maybe I should have tagged out with Ray yet. What if they banish the grave? Oh, if they go Ruddy Rose, I think I'm okay. They have normal summons. Gated. Oh, bro. I got no time. Okay, paste. My last Kagari? This is my last Kagari. If I don't go for game here, I have to add back Lemniscate. But, I mean, I can add Lemniscate with 0. It's fine. I can draw cards. It might also just be game. Take those two is 4,000. That's game. But where's my time gone? Please, nothing trigger. Okay, thank God. Oh! Ugh. Well, that was fun, even though it was stressful. I was honestly expecting it to be a little bit worse of an endboard for me, but that endboard was surprisingly fair. I suppose they just decided to go a little bit more based about it, which was cool. Are you gonna do a box opening of the new set? Probably, yeah. I don't know exactly when, but I should get a box from Smart Card that we can open together if it arrives in time. Hey, let's start. This is gonna be bad into droll no matter how I do it. I mean, I could link kitchen draw face, but I don't really want to do that. $60 cards. They're not gonna have droll. What are those sleeves? Never seen those. Oh, okay. You think Radiant Typhoon is objectively better than Desires? I don't know if there is an objectively in a case like this one. I enjoy the way I can build this deck more because I don't have to take into account Desires banishes. That is honestly, for me, the main reason to play the Radiant Typhoon cards is that I don't have to worry about Desires banishes. Yeah. Other than that, I think you can make an argument that sometimes just drawing 2 cards is more effective than doing all those combo steps. Especially going second when you don't always have a mystical spell. Ah, nice. Cool. I loved that hand trap minigame that we just played. Yeah. Whether this is winnable or not depends 100% on what their deck is. I was about to say, if it's Feralims, then it's probably not winnable, because they're gonna force me to discard a card from Murakumo. I've hand looped myself because I've put Ash Blossom in my deck, and I'm gonna have to like deal with the Mitsurugi trap as well. I don't have enough starters to play the game here, I don't think. Are you looking forward to Blazing Dominion tomorrow? Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if in the long run I'm gonna dislike Blazing Dominion format, but I'm gonna be honest with you, at the moment, I'm just like, I'm kind of just desperate for something fresh in the TCG, because it's been a pretty old format at this point. It feels very repetitive at this time. I still wouldn't say it's a bad format, because it's definitely not, but I just think even in good formats, eventually I want them to change, because that's exciting. So I can definitely see why some people are scared of like Cool Tune format. There's definitely some aspects about it that I don't think are ideal, but at the moment I just want something to change. So would you miss Justice Hunters format? I think like Justice Hunters format is something that like in a couple of years from now, I think we're going to look back onto it pretty fondly overall. And maybe it's even something that, you know, who knows, in a couple of years it's going to be a fun retro format to play. But I think even the better formats should eventually end. So I don't really, yeah. I'm not really sad that Blazing Dominion is coming out. I hate Cool Tune, but you can only sit across from normal summon Dormouse or activate Rahu for so long. Yeah, even Draco Tail, what the hell is this end board? Even Draco Tail at this point is like getting repetitive, right? It's still a cool deck. Honestly, that just made me so mad that I don't even want to try anymore. One guide by roll. I mean, if the rest of my hand would have been broken, I would have tried it, but the rest of my hand was not winning that. I had 2 engine cards. Why am I playing a 60 card Cash Tira Cool Tune? It's not enough to look at hand. We have to loop it as well. Okay, well, I had 2 of that. Been a long time since we've seen you play Fiendsmith. Yeah, because pure Fiendsmith is unplayable because it's just not good enough anymore, and I just don't enjoy a lot of the Fiendsmith slop hybrids. Not my style. I enjoyed pure Fiendsmith, but never really liked the... What the hell is going on, man? Dude, can I talk to the person who designed the Naturia archetype? Because I refuse, actually, I refuse to believe that that's one person. There's got to be 2 people making the Naturia cards, because on the one half, we have like some of the most fun cards to play with that I've ever seen, but the other half is the most toxic, degenerate shit that I've ever seen in my life. Like, who made Rose Whip and Bamboo Shoot and Naturia Beast and Barkion? Like, maybe the job of card designer just isn't for everyone, you know? Maybe just reconsider your choices. I'm playing a copy of the Radiant Typhoon Link 2. Just to get a free discard for the spell if this happens. And then I can just normal summon Ray and turn them into, like, Camellia. Camellia works if I have exactly 3 spells in the graveyard, right? Still 3 or less, yeah. I can draw first. Okay, well then I discard Chant, I think. Everyone should play Duel Links until they fix TCG and Master Duel. I'm genuinely excited for the experiment of playing the Duel Links Worlds qualifier in a couple of weeks. I wonder how my experience is gonna be. Because I've been playing Duel Links more casually recently, and I think it looked fun, but I don't know how it's gonna change when I'm, like, actually tryharding. But I'm looking forward to it. I might be goated. I think I wanna... Do I want to waste one? Oh. Will you stream the Duel Links qualifiers? Yes, that is the plan. Bro. I was thinking about setting Vision to try and draw non-engine with it, but then I realized I have all my non-engine in hand already, so. This is the War Crimes Deluxe starter pack. Max C was enough anyway. I actually think the Droll and Lockbird is stronger than the Max C here. Don't you like saving Ash for 0 in the mirror? Well, how do I know it's Sky Striker from Radiant Typhoon Vision and MST? That's the only non-engine I was missing. Oh, man. I'm sorry, fellow Striker Duelist. Not my fault these cards are illegal. I feel you, though. You think they could bring Feather Duster back to 3? Maybe they could, but I don't think those cards are particularly interesting. This hand's kind of weird, actually. It does work. But I don't love it. Don't even know if it's worth activating linkage. I feel like I just pass on this. It's not a great hand, honestly. Case in point, I guess. Dude, I hate nothing more in modern Yu-Gi-Oh! When you just like die to one or two non-engine cards, whether it's Droll or Called By or just Ash on your first play or Maxi. I just want to play the actual game, man. I'm down to play a striker versus striker grind game for 30 minutes, dude. I'm down to do that, but the game to be over in a minute because my opponent drew dust or Called By. It's just so annoying. You think Blitzclick will be good? At the current power level of the format and the game, probably just Rogue. You run Super Poly? Not right now, but I was thinking about it. I didn't know what to cut from the extra deck. I think you need 2 Zeeks in this version. So you always have the option to link the Radiant Typhoon bodies back into Sky Striker. So I wasn't sure what to take out for the couple of fusion targets for it. Ooh, we might play Yu-Gi-Oh! This game. Sky Striker isn't the deck, I think. I think Master Duel isn't the format. TCG is probably worse. No, I mean TCG is not perfect, but it's not. It's not that game could actually still happen in TCG. To be fair, but TCG is less toxic than Master Duel, but it's still there's still problems. TCG has Droll at 3. Oh, we're just making shit up now. Okay, cool. It's not bad. Can you do these two together? Or do they have to fuse their own? This feels... Is there a target? Yeah, there's... Okay. Oh man, dude, we could have played an actual game if you could understand your cards. Dude, that had potential. Man, okay. That had potential to be an actual game of Yu-Gi-Oh, man. I needed that. I needed that after that last one. Oh no, we drew Rose. We also drew none of the good cards in this matchup. No Droplet, no Talent. I mean, Upstart. Actually, Upstart is pretty good against Cool Tune. Their line is also terrible into Droll, so Droll would have been nice there. Didn't summon Rose Whip. Yeah, maybe we can top deck it. Dude, every card is on the wrong chain link. That's impressive. Droll and Lockbird next turn. Nice. That's... Oh, man. That's the worst thing about Droll and Lockbird against this deck is when it's on top of your deck. It's the one card in my deck that I don't want to draw for turn is Droll and Lockbird, and of course it's there. Stupid bird that I hate. It's impressive. There was 3 chain links right now, and every single card was on the wrong chain link. Which is very impressive. If you select your chain links randomly, you'd have a higher chance of hitting at least one correct chain link. Bro looked at the top deck before looking at the hand and put the least important card on chain link 1. What were your thoughts on the Unchained stuff? You can watch the video on the Plus channel later for the in-depth thought, but TLDR kind of disappointed, honestly. You're never going to see this one coming. Not the worst one. I mean, they'd probably have 2 copies of the spell, though. Yeah, if they go Rico for RS, we lose. But there's no point in me ashing this, because they can just negate that with Zaylan while it's still live. Actually, RS is main phase. I can set and go battle phase. And then use linkage. Might work. Ooh. Close one. I only play 1 rose. Are you winning? No. Don't think so. I don't know. I still feel like I still feel like this matchup's more fun than some of the other decks we've played today. So like I get the cool tune hate, but not like not to the full extent. I'd play against this deck 10 times in a row going second rather than playing against that Orcus deck one more time. The Dragoon Orcus shit. Oh, hello. To be fair, your opponent's playing like a bozo. It's not been that bad, honestly. But also, at least the deck forces people to play well. Whereas, like, a lot of the other decks we've played against today don't do that. I don't know. I get it. I know you guys hate this deck, but I play against it. I rather play against Cooltune than other combo decks in the game. If they're not floodgating you with Rose Whip, of course, which definitely needs to go. This game have to not bell. They could have belled Kagari. If I add a second linkage, attack for 15. I have nothing. My extra deck is empty. Is the problem? 3,000. I can't even tag out with Ray anymore. You can't linkage for Camellia. Yeah. I think I need to play for a grind game. Any help? BSK9 has 0 Omni Negates. It's way more fair than Cooltune. See, stuff like that is insane to me. I think you're out of your mind for saying that. Personally. Zeke can gain 1,000 by attack. Oh yeah, that was game. You're right. In which case... Oh. I am not going to tag out. I have engage and linkage in the deck, so if I can draw a card. It just exacerbates my issue with hand traps on top of a board. Yes. But once again, this is not something that's exclusive to Cooltune. This is the same thing that like Pure Yummy does. for example. Which is something, I agree with you that that's not fun. I don't enjoy when I hand trap my opponent to death or when I get hand trapped to death, absolutely. I just don't really feel like that's a cool tune exclusive problem. Do I just take that? $200. I think they got Fuba. Not gonna do anything. I don't think they can draw anything that stops Ray from tagging out into another 0 and attacking for game. It probably is Fuba, but I don't. I mean, I can call by it, but I don't even know. Activating call by here might actually be a mistake because I don't think they can draw anything that can stop me from going for game that they realistically play. But if I called by, they could have Delta in hand. That's not impossible, right? And Delta would buy them a turn. So I think I just let that go. And you just make Hayate? No, I'm out of, as you can see, I'm out of extra deck here. I don't know. I felt like that game was enjoyable. And if the cool tune games are only not enjoyable if they can Valor, Ash, Imperm your starters, then I feel like that's a problem with those cards as well. At least those cards definitely are part of the problem. Because if anything, cool tune is mainly just like broken because it shows your opponent where exactly to use those cards because they know like, okay, they got this many starters or whatever. So use those negates on those cards, but realistically, most other decks do the same thing. They just don't know it's correct or not. But I'm also a mid-range Andy, so what do I know? But I would play against Cool Tune rather than playing against combo decks any day of the week. Thank you for the gifts up to Maxi. Maybe I should have added vision with this. Oh. I don't even want to call by this because I have my own. Not the greatest spot though, because I don't have enough spells for... Yeah. Is Exorcist mid-range? Yeah, I think in modern context you can say that, yeah. My opener was not even going to be that good. But I guess that's what drawing Ash going second does to him. To people. Is the new Exorcism support any good? Yeah, it's good. If I go 0 here to add, it's kind of awkward. I might take a Camellia route here. Maybe I should normal summon a hand trap. Because, I mean, Camellia is effect monsters anyways. I need to normal summon a hand. I can make a Link 1 and then make Camellia. Or I can make... Because what I'm thinking is, like, if I go Camellia with these two bodies, and that gets negated, I have nothing. Whereas if I normal summon Ash, and make Camellia with that, I can still make 0. Nice. This is technically... I should not have used the Hornet drones this early, because this now... If I get rolled here, this is my own fault. I could have played around it. So I will accept my punishment. Nope. Okay. What Ash going second does in modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Great. How big is the Radiant package? Right now, I'm doing 3 Chant, 3 Vision, 1 in one of the monsters, and 1 MST. So relatively small, but I'm maxing out on Chant. Do I have a way to draw cards with engage here? I do, but it's kind of awkward. I can engage for drones. Drones, make a couple of link monsters, make Camellia, send the third spell, then linkage the Camellia into 0, just for 1 engage draw. Doesn't seem worth it. But it does fill the grave with spells. Well, I think this is always Hornet Drones. Just cheat the link arrow? Bro, I can just make a Sky Striker link that points down. I was just skipping a step in my head. I thought your mind was capable of doing the same, but I'm sorry. Yes. Turn Kagari into Amatsu first and then make another link. If that was too fast for you, I'm sorry. If I go... I think I just go 0. Is Elf Node splashable? Yes. Relatively, I would say. I think Elf Node is kind of bad without Baron and the broken Synchro Omnis. Well, the broken Synchro Negates are still there except Baron, right? We still have Crystal Wing, we still have Dragster, so I think it's capable. You think the prices of Blazing Dominion will drop? I am not the best person to ask this. I've been wrong on this countless times in the past, but I do think that at the moment Harmonia is too expensive. Is how I feel about it, but I don't know. It depends on the format, but Harmonia is definitely worth the investment. Well, that's not awesome. That's not necessarily true though, is it? Because there's definitely a universe in which you like buy the Harmonia now and then you don't need it until it gets reprinted, right? So it's just the question of will you play it until it gets reprinted, or are you fine waiting for the reprint? I wish they didn't snipe my best back row with the random MST. I wish they hit like the droplet or the linkage, which are the worst, the two bad back rows that I have. The thing is, like, I would love to hold droplet for Crocea, but the link 2 searches Mystical Space Typhoon. So if they now have Ash or Bell for 0, I just don't have engine anymore. Kind of sad. Do I tag out here? Prevent the link 2. Oh. They had something. Uh-oh. This is not a good sign. I guess maybe there's a small chance that they don't have a spell to activate here. Never mind. And if they do have a spell to activate here, then maybe after I bell the Crocea, they might not have another one. Oh, good discard for it as well. Awesome. Everything is going according to plan. What do I do if they place my Rose in the spell trap zone? That's pretty bad for me. I only play one. I have to like self MST it or something. How are you feeling about the Radiant Typhoon engine in Striker so far? It seems good. In a lot of games, it's not necessary if I already have my starters, but I like that it fills the grave up with spells. And I like that I don't have to play Desires this way, because I feel like if I just cut all the Radiant Typhoon cards, I don't know if my deck is still consistent enough. What is this line? Hello? Okay, one MST's a problem. Actually, not. It's not. One MST is not yet a problem. No, one MST is fine. Ah. Oh, that's good here. Yeah, that's strong. Hate that for me. Okay, well, I need a quick play spell to dodge the MST negation, and I'm kind of cooking. Okay, well, that's not that, but... Okay, well, that indicates to me... Okay, pop into Kagari for me, I appreciate that. That indicates to me that they either have Ash in hand or they're throwing, because they know I have Engage in hand, but they gotta have freaking Ash in hand, right? There's no way you do that without Ash. Although they did make a second for rune last turn they didn't need. We shall find out. Ooh, now they don't have MSTs engraved anymore for the rune. Dude, what are you doing? Yep. Fine. I 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spells. 7 spells. I do have 0 left. I'm just wondering if that's the best line right now. But probably. Definitely want to banish this, I think, with SP. So, pop. They're going to keep this on the field, but I think that's fine because they don't have Space Typhoon Engrave. So I'd rather play against this with no Space Typhoon Engrave than I'd play against this be staying on the board because I can't out both if I want to banish the mandate. And I do have 8,000 life points left, so I'm feeling good about this. Add a mystical space. Okay, sure. That's fine. The grind game should be in my favor as long as I don't die. And I got... They can discard MST now. They can discard MST now. I got 8,000 life points. They don't have mandate access anymore. I should be okay here. Okay, so they discard the MST. Now this negate is live. Azalea could have outed both. Oh yeah, with the on attack effect, but I need to make SP to banish it. Putting it in grave doesn't do anything. I need to banish it. I have to go SP. But yeah, if it's just about getting rid of them, I could have made Azalea, but I need to actually banish it. Could have popped Baruun, make Azalea, Rose and Grave trigger to summon and then banish the trap. Azalea. Oh yeah, Azalea to out the Link monster, bring back Rose. Could have worked, yeah. Good call. Ah, lost. Okay. See if I can bait the Baruun with this. Okay. I can. I was gonna linkage it no matter what, but nice. This is a little safer. Even if they have imperm, I don't have a great push either way. But if this is imperm, which is just what I'm assuming because they put it in the same column, then this is an interruption on a future turn, which is fine. I should win from here. Because I have guaranteed follow-up now. I have guaranteed follow-up now. And I have Widow Anchor to check this. The scariest thing is if they just pass here and this could be Asher Bell. Because then I might lose in the long... I mean, in the long run, I always win. Yeah, they just pass. Okay, I can't tag out here in case it's Asher Bell. It's too risky. What is giving 0-3000 attack? Linkage. Easy clap. See, of course. And now the question is, do I go in or do I play around last card in hand being Ghost Bell? I think I go. I think I go. Even if this is Bell, they still have nothing, and I have 2 Widow Anchors. So I'm probably fine. Last card, Crocea? Could be. They could attribute summon it though, but they knew I had Widow Anchor, so... Crocea doesn't win here for them. Do I pop? I think I pop. This matchup is a little bit harder for my version of the deck because I don't play... wait, am I out of Kagaris? Oh, I'm out of Kagaris. Wait, that's a problem. Uh-oh. I didn't realize that. Okay. Hold up. Where's Lemniscate? I could grab Lemniscate in end phase with Shizuku. Am I also out of zeros? Oh shit. Okay. Hold up. This is worse than I thought. Hold up. Oh. I didn't realize how low on resources I was. It's fine. We'll just Shizuku for Lemniscate, and then we're good. Lemnis is still in deck, right? Okay, yeah. Otherwise, we would have had a problem. Okay. What if they hold Bell for Lemniscate? Then they probably still lose. Second Megala. Okay. Another one for the win rate, boys. I can bring back Ray. Actually, it's better for me to let them bounce. Take it back next turn to increase the win rate. No, I have to widow anchor it here, unfortunately. I need to keep my Shizuku in rotation. No target for Shizuku. Yeah. Ooh, these are nice right now. So actually, if they do bell this here, we actually would have had a problem if we never draw engine again. How many can I target? I have 8 spells? Oh my god, I'm bouncing everything. Let's go. No! Come on, dude! Let me target 8 spells! What do you mean? We've played for so long, you couldn't wait like 30 seconds more, dude. Alright, well. I'm still having a good time playing this deck. We have a couple of miserable games in between, but that's just how it is. But I enjoy this deck. Whenever there is a playable game, it's fun. Slightly awkward hand. Very weak into draw. Nice Ash. If I want to make Camellia, I need to activate my Hornet Drones or normal summon Droll. I kind of want to keep Droll. I could activate Vision Draw 2, but then I have 3 spells engraved. So if I activate Hornet Drones, I cannot make Camellia anymore. Yeah, let's play it safe. Just in case Vision doesn't draw Engine. Why not go directly into Camellia? I wanted the free Space Typhoon, and I'm okay wasting the Hornet Drones because I already have access to Engine. I'm okay wasting the Hornet Drones and having an MST instead. I think that's better, because MST actually could be a disruption depending on the deck. Yeah, I can't activate Vision first, because then I have too many spells to activate Camellia. Taking the engage from the deck here because I want more striker spells engrave. Or Lemnis. Even though there's a smaller chance I can draw a second engage now. Smile. I'm not gonna draw off this Maxi, I don't think. I was hoping they would negate it, actually. Rhino Heart. Actually, do I roll Tearlaments? Do I roll Tearlaments? Does that even search much? Oh. Damn it! Why is it Tearlament K9? What do you mean? Yeah, okay, now I'll droll. I'll droll now. So cool, yeah. Yeah, fuck that. Okay, Rhino Heart, Jokol, 3 unknowns. Jokol revealed Noroi. Yo, Pazim, thank you for the 52 months. That's crazy. Appreciate you a lot. Even though I'm pretty sure 5 years is not... Well, anyways. 5 times 12... No. I'm in the 5th year. That part is true. That part is true. Didn't even chain Nashknight? Okay then. Izuna. Yeah, unironically, the Droll was just better here than Maxi. There's genuinely a bunch of games going first where Droll is just better than Maxi. Maxi, if it resolves, Maxi is the more powerful card going second, I think. But for the player going first, Droll is genuinely stronger, I think, most of the time. Like going first, I think most of the time Droll is better. Going second, it's like, well, if Maxi resolves, it's better. But if it gets negated most of the time. So honestly, Droll is also sometimes the safer card to have going second. Like, I don't know. Maxi behind the board is broken. But there's a couple of decks where if they kill you and you don't play a bunch of hand traps, then the Maxi actually doesn't feel that crazy. But Droll is almost always insane. Ban both, easy fix. I mean, yeah, you would think so. You would think it's easy. You would think it's common sense. This hand slaps. If I don't get drolled. Oh, slaps even more now. Oh, I forgot to chant. I forgot to chant and draw phase. I'm gonna lose even harder to droll now. That's my bad. Didn't get drolled. Would you look at that? Don't know what they have. Could be Fuwa. You got Fuwa over there? That's normal Ray in case it's Fuwa. $29, 44. It's technically game with 2 summons if I don't chain here. But it might be too risky. So I can special Swen. Attack 29, 44. Tag out into 0, no effect. 64, activate effect, summon Ray Rose. Loses to Ash though. Uh-oh. So one really awkward thing here is how do I clear the Radiant Typhoon body without giving 2 Fuwa draws now? The answer is I cannot. Right? Yeah, I can drop them away maybe. The thing is, like, it's not a guarantee that their hand is a brick, because maybe they drew double Fuba and just decided to hold. If they had like one starter, they didn't want to lose into like one hand trap. It's not a guarantee that they had no plays. They have one new card from the Fuba, another card for turn, and two other cards that I think they could still have a starter. But I mean, I have a 0 pop, droplet, and Ash. So hopefully okay. I hope it's not 2 Draco Tails. Yeah, third Fuwa. Dude. Roll open triple Fuwawa. See, MST is great here. I'll send both. Just so the linkage is live, in theory. I haven't played against Draco Tail in weeks in Master Duel. Yeah, it's not very common anymore. It is not very common anymore at all. It's still a good deck. I got to master with it. No, you can absolutely still get to master with it, I believe. It's not bad at all. It's just not like the environment in Master Duel is not very like good for it. Mostly decks are more broken in general, and Draco Tail has a hard time with that. It's been hit relatively hard, but hasn't gotten the Fallen into Virtues and Albaz stuff yet to make up for it, so they kind of just like murdered it, yeah. It's still playable, but nothing crazy. Ooh, hello. Okay, that's a lot. That's a lot of Radiant Typhoon cards. Ooh, no droll. Let's go. This has no target, unfortunately. But, Varurun also has no target, so I'll just make Camellia here, I think. I'm playing one Lemnis Gate, yeah. Because I'm not playing Desires anymore, I think it's fine to play one. Isn't 2 better since Striker likes the grind game? You can try to play a second one, yeah, I don't hate it. Ah! Oh, that's so bad. That is so bad. Oh god, that's bad. How do I fix this? How do I even fix this? So I think I can make Azalea pop itself or Zeke banish itself, but I could also make an effect monster out of the token and just make an SP. Because I didn't use linkage this turn. So it's possible. Because that way I think I like that. I can't use the Widow Anchor immediately that way, but I think that's fine. So Widow Anchor isn't live immediately, but I think that's alright. The SP is going to be a slight annoyance for them. And then, yeah. Vision. Opponent is the striker player from before? Possible, yeah. I think that is true. In that case, maybe... No, it's fine. Let him draw. Is it the same guy we rolled? Oh, true. So it's Radiant Striker, yeah. This stream showed that Vision is a ban-worthy card. I think that's also a crazy thing to say. You do realize that after this first turn, my first turn was still faster than any combo deck, and I still have less cards than any combo deck, right? That is something we can agree on, right? At least the basic understanding of how logic works. Does the second effect of Lemnis Gate come up often? I wouldn't say often, but it does come up. People need to realize that card draw in combo and card draw in control is not the same. Yeah, so it's a fair point. Good Ash. But now, the thing is, they can get back Ray here, but they can't tag out into Hayate anymore. Do I get back Rose? Is that good here for me? Not really. In their end phase, they're gonna get back a Hayate in the main monster zone. So even if they can set up a board with like Widow Anchors and such, getting the Hayate back is gonna be kind of awkward for them. Can you not bell Ray? I'd rather hold bell. I think belling the Ray is not important. I can deal with the monster it summons. It's fine. I can chain anchor here. That is bad into if they have linkage. But I have Ash for engage worst case. It's fine. Yeah, they have linkage. It's fine. Do I chain Lemnis, bounce it? That way they don't get a summon? Yeah. Want to keep one engaging grave for follow-up reasons. Is Engage 0 playable at all? Playable, yes. It's just hard to justify the space for it, but it's not a bad card. Oh, that's rough. Could have played around this. Nah, not really. If I bell the Ray Engrave, they still have linkage for access to 0, and then I ash that, or ash... Ah, then the Widow Anchor goes through, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'm gonna bell Kagari here, probably. I don't feel bad about the situation. I have follow-up. If they don't clear the Rose is guaranteed follow-up, but I also have linkage. I have Space Typhoon for backward that they set. I can vision at back the MST as well. Alright. I wonder why they go through Amatsu here. Yeah, maybe they want more names in rotation for Lemnis Gate. But they don't... Yeah, I mean, they are low on Sky Striker names right now, so maybe that's the reason. Yeah, the fact that their Hayate comes back, I think, is pretty bad for them. Go Azalea first. Alright. That's by far the best hit. Just Gamba? Nah, I can't Gamba there. The chance I draw a quick play is probably like 90+%, but if I lose my bell, I might lose the game because of it. I don't think I can do that. No set? I mean, they know I have MST in hand because I searched it on turn 1, right? So that part kind of makes sense. They knew one of the sets was MST. I thought about banishing one of them and then using Crossout for Ray. I am too strong for you, gamer. Okay. Toxic card has been negated by other toxic card. Well, you know, it's been, I mean, we're playing in Diamond, so I don't want to, you know, it's whatever, but it's been a fun day. Couple of cringe games, but the deck's been fun. For sure, I enjoyed it. It's been chill. Here's the deck list for anyone curious. Not sure what I would change off the top of my head. It's been pretty consistent. I like how the Radiant Typhoon cards just add a couple of pushes to the mix. It's hard to make it 40 cards, which is why like I'm only playing 2 Rays, and I'm not playing Super Poly because the extra deck is tight and the main deck is also tight. I'm not playing more Talents because I'm afraid of drawing it in duplicates, but then I don't think I drew it at all today, maybe once. Not sure if the Bell is necessary for Crossout. You could also play less Ashes, in my opinion, because the card is, quite frankly, not that good, and you're mostly a board breaker deck anyways. It needs to be in the deck if you play Crossout, but you don't need to play 3. You could play like 1 or 2 Ashes, honestly, if you're not playing Desires. You're never going to banish it with Desires, so you can just play that. This deck, unironically, even though I've been preaching Upstart in Sky Striker, this deck could get away without it because you have the Radiant Typhoon spells to make up for it. The Radiant Typhoon, like this card will also basically guarantee 3 spells in the graveyard. So maybe you can get away with cutting Upstart Goblin. I'm not super happy about it, but I mean, of course, every time you draw Upstart, like it's going to be a very bad hand into Droll and Lockbird, so maybe it's okay to cut Droll, to cut Upstart. So that's that. For the extra deck, I think 2 Zeeks can come up in this version because you need to be able to clear the Radiant Typhoon bodies off of the board. I'm not sure how I feel about this guy. Getting a free MST is nice. I'm playing it for like the 1-card combo, quote unquote, because it's never really a 1-card combo. But in theory, if you go Eldam, or let's Chant into Eldam into Swen add Vision, then you can add yourself a Mystical Space Typhoon. That's going to be a free discard for your Vision. And after that, you're going to have Chant, Vision, and MST in the graveyard, which is 3 spells. That was my idea with playing the Varuroon, but might not be necessary, because usually you're going to have another quick play to discard for the Radiant Typhoon Vision. But I thought it was worth maybe including to try it out, and we made it a couple of times. It's not the worst. It's also removal when you're playing into a board, right? When you're playing into a board going second with the Radiant Typhoon cards, you can just like summon them both, make this, and then just use its effect to place itself, and then you have an empty board as well, and you've cleared a monster. So I thought it was neat to include. Not sure if it's necessary though, especially with how tight the extra deck is. Maybe you can consider playing something else, but it's all right. How do you clear Eldam if you don't have access to Swen and you're on the Camellia line? Well, you have to normal summon a hand trap, or if you have to normal summon Ray or Rose. That's how you would do that. Or if you're going second, you can summon it in attack and crash, worst case. But yeah. Would you replace Upside with 1 more Lemnis maybe? You can, like, the cool thing about this deck is that it's very adjustable in both directions. You can play more Sky Striker cards. You can play more Radiant Typhoon cards as well. Like, you can turn this into a bigger Radiant Typhoon package. Like, you can play a Crocea, you can play the Radiant Typhoon Trap even. Like, I've seen people play like Radiant Typhoon Striker with a larger Radiant Typhoon package and a small Sky Striker package. That works. So I've not really experimented with it enough to say which one I like the most, but I think there's a lot of options here. Like, you could play multiple copies of Eldam and Swen. They are pretty premium starters. Play like a copy of Crocea, play a copy of the Trap, play like a second Mystical Space Typhoon. That can come up. Like, that works. And at that point, you would probably cut like maybe a linkage or 2. You would cut the second Ray and stuff like that. Like, there's options you have, right? So I think it's interesting either way. No Shark Cannon. I took out Shark Cannon because I don't think it's great against Cool Tune. But in some other matchups like the Mirror Match or Radiant Typhoon or Mitsurugi, it can be really good. So it depends what you're seeing most at your rating. But I think if you're mostly worried about Cool Tune, then Shark Cannon isn't the best. But yeah, that's how I feel about that. And I also think it's one of the it's a pretty mediocre interruption against Cool Tune. But yeah. All right, gamers, the stream is going to end a little bit earlier today because I still need to get lunch because I haven't yet. And we are headed to our Blazing Dominion pre-release today. So we're going to end it here. I hope you enjoyed the stream, even if it was a little bit shorter than usual. Another thing, like I said in the beginning of the stream already, tomorrow the stream is going to be a little bit later because tomorrow we're streaming a Challenger Cup from the UK Konami office. I'll be there tomorrow for a Challenger Cup with the new pack. So if you're interested in that, then make sure you follow the channel. It's going to be on this channel. And it should be fun with the new pack and the new Forbidden Unlimited list, hoping to see some new stuff in action. So make sure to tune in tomorrow for the Challenger Cup. But that being said, of course, I'm going to be traveling to the UK and I'm going to be traveling back home on Friday. So there isn't going to be a stream on Friday. So the schedule for the rest of the week is tomorrow we're doing the Challenger Cup, which is, I don't know exactly when it starts. I'd have to, I don't know. But it's going to be a few hours after I usually start streaming. Probably like right about now, maybe an hour from now, but tomorrow. And then I'm going to be traveling home on Friday, so no stream on Friday, but I'm going to be live on Saturday. We're probably going to watch the Irish Nationals on Saturday. People told me that that's happening. First Nationals after Blazing Dominion. That seems hype. So we're going to be watching that on Saturday together, I hope. So until then, thank you guys so much for watching the stream today. I'm going to stop yapping now. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. I'm going to find someone to raid real quick, and then I'm going to go and pull a Starlight Rare Phedralis Harmonia at my pre-release Copium. Yeah, thank you all for watching. I'll send you guys over to Farfa. You guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody. Peace.